Real Housewives of Potomac was good. It was good. Make sure y'all liking up the video if you have yet to like it up. I do want us to get into this episode. So yeah, let's see. Kiana. Kiana talks with Wendy at the top of the episode about some issues that they were having. And for me, I felt like Kiana had this toot about her that did not make sense. I'm still team Wendy on the situation. I feel like Kiana just has issues with trying to express how she really feels because the things that she used against Wendy did not make sense. And yeah, I'm just with Wendy on that. I just couldn't get with her. One thing that she also said that I didn't like, are you going to Preakness? I'm going to Preakness. I've been, doing a lot for this event, and I see that you're doing an event. Like we can either do this together or not. And I'm like, are y'all gonna resolve y'all issues first? How you just gonna ask her about her event? Like y'all not gonna work it out and then go from there? And why you got an attitude? And Wendy ended
Mhm.
up leaving the damn spot to sit down, laughing in her face and shooting a bird at her. And I just, Kiana, baby, this ain't it. I do like Kiana though. I just don't think she's looking good right now with
She's
the Wendy situation. It looks
It's
bad.
hard for me to say I like her now. It's hard for me to say I like her really because when it comes to all fronts, I liked her when she first came on, not full time, because it seemed like she was able to say everything with her chest, like she had nothing to lose. But then once she got the flu, it's like you start playing this game. Like you're not really saying how you feel with Wendy to your chest because the issue you like trying to nitpick little things. That was weird. Then when you try to front on your friend, what's her friend name? Angel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Angel.
Hmm.
Yeah, that I was completely done. So I don't like Kiana. She's pretty.
I think
She
she teamed up with Giselle in my personal to comfort Wendy this season. Cause I don't
I
think
don't even
that
think she did though.
Giselle
I
could
don't.
do it.
Giselle ain't even working that hard. I think she feels compelled to do it, but I don't think Giselle is recruiting her.
You don't think so? I feel like they probably had a talk.
I feel like Wendy is more so seeming like a follower of Giselle and Ashley than anything. The way she handled that Angel situation, I ain't really like that shit. I feel like when it comes to Kiana, I don't like her now because of the way she's been handling the situation. It's giving defensive. It's giving go smoke a joint, go have an orgasm, go run. I don't know, but get the energy out, bitch, because it's too much. Also with Stacy, it's also like, girl, what is all of it? Like, it's just a lot. And I think it's energy, it's misplaced energy. It gives misplaced energy. Like something else is going on. So you are picking these fights. However, when Wendy just started laughing, it's more so of me feeling like Wendy's fake and hating that.
Mhm.
Like hating that she always has these moments where, you're always trying to act unbothered about something. And I could see why it would be exhausting trying to have a conversation with somebody that's always like playing to the imaginary jury in the room. And I feel like Wendy does that. Like Wendy has a tendency to have a conversation with you in a way as if there's an imaginary lawyer and judge in a room that she's speaking to. Because this is specifically correct. And,
Mhm.
yeah, on paper, it sounds good, but energetically, bitch, why are you acting like you're not acting weird when you kind of are acting weird? And I do think there is some truth to Wendy being a follower and kind of picking how she treats people based on how it's gonna work out for her on the show. So
Mm.
I think, even though I like Wendy, I do. I just still feel like she is very opportunistic and not really she's not being like honest anymore emotionally to me on the show. And I understand why. They bullied the fuck out the girl for a long
Mhm.
time. So I think there is a level of detachment that's happening, but
You think she's opportunistic amongst these ladies?
yes, I think like kind of like because the way she did the angel thing, I feel like the way she handled ever since she came on the show, really, she kind of is cool with whoever based on how it moves for her. Like she's always
Mhm.
kind of still tried to be cool with Giselle, even though Giselle has treated her badly. Like she just always continued to try to fit in and kind of deal with the way they,
they operate.
Yeah,
even when
I
it didn't
feel
serve her.
like to
yeah,
be in her position, I think that makes sense though. When you don't got no real friends on this show and they just coworkers. So when you going into like a workspace, you just gonna like
I know
migrate. Like we cool,
I
you
know I
know.
don't I don't begrudge her. It's just I could tell that there's a disconnect because of all of that. So we're not getting like an honest version of her. So it makes it hard to connect with her because she's so,
Mhm.
unaffected in a way. It's like, girl, you
Uh,
have to like truly
she does give that at times, like as if she's always in full control of herself. Like
yes. And
I know the camera's always watching, so I'm gonna present
yes.
like this.
It is very like guarded in a way that I get, but it in this environment, it just kind of feels like I wish you would just like be honest in the moment. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
instead of doing all of the laughing and shit, being like, bitch, I really do not know what the problem is, and I don't like the way you're talking to me, so I'm gonna go and just get up and walk off. But
yeah.
she had to like do the fake evil laugh. She always does something that's slightly cringe in these moments, and that was like, come on, Wendy, just
Yeah.
get up and walk off. You didn't have to do the fake laugh.
I didn't like the laugh at first because I was like, "Now, why would you laugh in that lady face?" But then at the same time, it was like, "BIT, like you really
What?
ain't got no real issue
Yeah,
with me.
yeah,
Like I'm the one that actually defended you when Ashley was coming for your ass. But you over here being cool with Ashley. You over here being cool with Giselle when she said, you don't even like Giselle. I actually like Giselle. That lets me know that you didn't like Giselle, but now you do. So it's okay for you to like Giselle and not for Wendy to now like Giselle as well. And I feel like you and Giselle have gotten closer than you and Wendy, because obviously Giselle has opened up that space for you to be closer to her than Wendy would. And that's why I feel like y'all had that conversation on the outside for how y'all was gonna operate when y'all come into the season. Giselle knows she can't go at Wendy how she would probably want to, based on how things were for her in the previous seasons. So you see how she kind of found an issue and leaned in on it when it came to Angel. I feel
yeah,
like she may have did the same thing with Kiana. And whenever I think also, I'm thinking about when Candace said they all had a sit down. Remember talking about Monique and how they was gonna come for Monique. I said, you know what? That's not too far fetched for me to believe that Giselle sat with Ashley as well as
yeah,
Kiana on how they finna move this season. She
yes,
don't like Stacy, period. Because now all of a sudden, Ashley, who was spending all this time bonding with Stacy last season, now you got this issue with her
right.
because you can't
Yeah, that's
confirm her
so
marriage.
weird.
Like that makes no sense. So but that's just what I think. I feel like
Because like the
Giselle doing a
Ye-
good job of
you
putting
not talking to us about your marriage, and also it's like all you hoes have left these niggas and got back with them and left these niggas and
what?
got back with them. What are we talking about?
Shit. Ashley almost as long as she was married to get divorced.
Yep.
So it's like, what are you mad about? But they said she actually, did y'all hear they TMZ or one source, somebody actually found paperwork? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Did
they're
get
actually
divorced.
And that she
divorced.
was divorced. Yeah.
What did y'all think about Angel? Angel saying this is actually going to be a problem. I want to know what Bondi's thoughts were about how Wendy also approached that situation with calling her out.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I actually like Angel. It's something about her that she seems like a real person.
I like
So
Angel though.
I felt her like she was being sincere in the way she was moving, like trying to be a real friend to Kiana. And I think when she first heard about what happened, she was upset. But as she said, 2 days went by and the lady apologized. The lady apologized to her. So I think she wanted to let it go. So she let it go. Wendy turns to her and then acts like she was supposed to do much more than that. And I just kind of feel like, girl, what the fuck? It felt like you just was there to do a job. Cause why would you even do that in that moment? And I think Angel's sincere, like, I was mad. Yeah. Like, why do I have to explain to other grown women that the anger I had when I first found something out, I may not necessarily have after somebody apologizes to me? Like, why do I have
Mhm.
to explain that?
Only because in my personal, because when they first had the day of the sound bath,
Mhm.
it came out. Miss Girl kind of apologized right at the gate. Miss Kiana, like I ain't say that. Well, Giselle said I said I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that, right? Then you come like I believe 2 days went by, or at least a day or so went by. You meet up with these ladies and then tell them, "Oh, this gonna be a real problem if she said it." I'm thinking, I thought y'all already fixed that. I
Oh,
thought that
okay.
was like a nipped in the bud, and it wasn't. So now you're saying it's gonna be a real problem. Okay, Giselle said And that's going to be the first thing we talk about when we get together. And that was the first thing they talked about when they got together. So when Wendy calls it out, now it's a problem. But really, Wendy, I didn't think Wendy was wrong because, yeah, you are switching up. You said this was going to be a big problem. And you're like, so she's like, oh, well, 2 days has went by. Well, a day or two went by since this shit happened the first time. And then you turned around and said you have a problem.
I mean, yes,
So
it wasn't like she
you
didn't.
up and down with it. And we like, just tell your friend how you really feel. Like it's okay. Unless she did chin check you and you can't express yourself with your friend.
I mean, I don't like that they keep using chin check like this. It's making my nerves.
Like it's fighting.
Like those are fighting words. Yeah,
like,
why are y'all
not
using it
fighting
so
words.
casually?
Yes,
And it was the fact that Angel still tried to ride for Kiana after Kiana admitted to essentially fronting on her in
yes,
front of women. But you could tell that's how real Angel is because it felt like she was trying to make sure that the show didn't ruin their friendship by any means necessary.
like these ladies
Like she just shut it down.
friend. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That,
And then her friend turned around and embarrassed her though.
yes, and she was like, and I hope we
Yes.
don't have this problem again. When she said
Again.
that shit, I was like, oh no. See, now I don't like. That's what kind of made me not like Kiana even more because I could tell
Yes.
the way her body language was sitting at the end of that table. You want to be in charge of the girls so fucking bad.
So
Like,
bad.
even no, watch what happens live. Did y'all see her?
Oh,
I missed it.
Okay, y'all. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing, but she looked amazing. But she came on Watch What Happens Live with like the amount of confidence she had was unlike how we're used to seeing her. It was almost like, yeah, I'm that girl. Like she just has evolved into feeling herself on a whole nother degree versus when we first met her, it seemed like, she was a hustler, she was pretty, like or just a regular girl.
Mm-hmm.
But her essence was different to me when she was on Watch What Happens Live. So I'm saying like that's very intertwined with how she was sitting at the end of that table, like, yeah, I'm in charge of the girl. So you know what, Jamie, you're right. She probably did sit down with Giselle before the season started, had a conversation, which is why Giselle is working even less this season. She kind of just like in the background.
just kind of pushing it a little bit when it's needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, I kind of felt for Angel in that moment because I could tell that she like was honestly like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like she was flustered. Like y'all said, she was flustered. And in that moment, I did feel like she actually cared about her friendship and that girl sunned her right after she kind of like took this ego
High road.
yeah. After that, I wouldn't be trying to fuck with her at all. But I like that girl's energy. I like Angel's
I
energy.
like her too.
And I feel like that's why they pick on people who they think might actually pop off sometimes. And people who they think might be a weaker personality. So if you nice, they think they may be able to punk you. But she don't give that. I think she only gave punk because it was Kiana. But if it was one of the other women, I think it might have been different.
I think she gave, I'm still learning these ladies in this show. And although Kiana is my friend, I still got to learn her in this environment. Because when she was acting true to herself, also, Kiana didn't like it. Because I think Angel was being very level headed when she said, did you ask her about her kids? Like, well, you don't know for sure if her kids were still sick or not. Like, you don't know when she was talking to Tia too. And you didn't like it.
That was another thing I liked about her because I think she seemed level headed in that moment when I felt like Kiana was kind of like going off a little bit. Yeah, something is up with Kiana. Like the energy was just very like, yeah, okay, all right, girl, damn. Like, whoa, little spider monkey, calm down.
Yeah, she was I don't know what she had. I feel like part of it was her mama was there, Greg was there, being performative as hell, coming out there giving her that money and stuff.
That was so weird. That was so weird.
I said, Lord have mercy.
She's trying hella hard, is what it's giving.
She is. What y'all thought about her and Stacey in the car though? When Stacey said, I don't want to be chin checked. I'm sure you're the one that can do it. Holla.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was funny. I kind of like Stacey's humor. I like her dry kind of response to a lot of the shit. She was like, "Oh, well, let me go get a breath mint." Like I thought she was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
That's why I said person. I was saying that's why I said if it was between her and Eddie, I would be buying my cannabis from her because she's so carefree.
But it
Yeah.
is giving hard wig and a soft light.
And she got
Mhm.
gummies. So hers is completely different
Mm.
than Eddie's. And I have to say this before we go. I will say, Angel Baby, the Kiana situation, and in the car with in on the van with Wendy, you do be giving follower. Wendy told her, "Is that your friend?" If I were you, I would have used my dress to get that drink off of my friend. And I do believe Angel reached for her dress as if, because Wendy was like, use your dress. That's your friend. That's your friend. She was literally finna use her dress to wipe off her friend. I
Mhm.
said, oh, hell no, Angel girl. You got a lot to learn. You got a lot
But
to
when she
learn.
throwing shade, when she said if I
Wendy
had a cotton dress,
Yes. Now I will say with Bondi's point at this very end, Wendy was in her Giselle bag for sure. It was giving Giselle bag when she told her to do that.
Crazy. I missed that part, and I'm really like, ugh. Like, I don't that
Mhm.
just turned me to fuck off. Like, ugh, what kind of shit is
She
that?
was like, if I was your friend, because yeah, she spilled like a drink on her. She was like, I would use my dress. And then Angel said, well, use your dress. She said, mine's not long enough, baby. Yours is though. You do it.
That's crazy. Like, what kind of shit? That's some weird ass shit to say to somebody. Use your dress. Use my dress, bitch. Are you on drugs? You must be on
mhm,
heavy.
Angel was sitting there considering it.
Do you hear me?
That's probably why, because she was caught off guard. Like, wait, should I do? Like,
She was.
that is
She was finna do it. I was like,
Am
dang.
I her real friend? Maybe I should.
Should
yes.
I? Even though she just snapped on me and said, let that be the last time. Maybe you're right.
Dress, girl. You didn't catch that? She was basically calling you a lap dog.
Called you a bitch.
Pretty much.
On
Called
today.
you a punk.
A
Oh my
point.
god, I feel bad for her. Oh my god.
Don't
See, y'all,
feel too bad. I think she's gonna rise to the occasion in just a second.
I hope so, because that seemed fucked up for your friend and these other bitches to be doing you like that. Yeah, like hazing.
Mhm.
Like y'all low key picking on the girl. I don't like that shit. I don't like
But
that yeah shit.
I do think the longer they're on this show, I think Angel and Kiana are gonna have to accept the fact that that friendship is gonna break up.
It's a wrap.
And I
Just do it.
think Giselle and Robin will be the only ones standing at the end to have maintained a successful friendship on a franchise, probably. But y'all will not be lasting because every time Giselle see the holes, she gonna call it out. So
And that's because Robin and Giselle, they have never tried to get approval from anybody but each other.
mm,
Kieran and Angel, they too new to the game. They want to impress other people, get approvals. So that means they gonna throw each other under the bus a little bit. I think Angel just need to let it go. As soon as she don't give a fuck, that's when the tables will turn. That's when they'll all be like, "Oh, Kieran, you ain't holding your own. Angel got your spot. Now it's gonna be you." I can see that happening, but I don't think Angel gonna rise to the occasion.
Live. I need to see these clips because you were saying, she wasn't giving this manic. She gave this episode.
mhm.
The clips from Watch What Happens Live. It's just the way she just seemed real. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. She thought she was watch it. It was just something about it that just gave. I'm untouchable. I'm that girl, the only girl. Like it was just different, different.
Bitch was in the back listening to Beyonce before she came out. I
Mm-hmm.
swear. Like,
I was like, who is this?
I mean, she is a gorgeous girl. Like, she is very,
No,
very
she.
delicious to look at. But
It wasn't personable, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I'm not gonna like that. It don't make because once you act like that, you're not gonna be as pretty no more. Like that's just how I go. Once you start being a bitch, then I stop caring about your looks and you start looking like the person that you're showing yourself to be.
Mm.
Because that's what I'm seeing with Wendy. Like it seemed like the better Wendy looks get, the less I like her. I don't know what that's about. Like the more
Mm.
perfect she gets, the less of a personality she has.
Well, let's see, because we still also gotta Monique gotta come into the show. Maybe Wendy will show us something different. Then maybe Angel will give us something different. Tia gonna wear
I
Ashley.
hope.
I just hope Tia is the one though, because it was a sneak peek where she gonna end up wearing Ashley out just a little bit.
Well, I'm
Just
tired,
a tiny bit.
babe. I'm tired of her. So I want her to get work because she ain't even doing nothing, and she just be in the confessions. Well, babe, your breath does stink. Okay, like,
Oh,
and I
talking about
know
Tia
about
or
it,
Ashley?
Ashley. I need somebody to eat her ass up because I get tired of her. Like she really be over there skating because her and Giselle have now clicked up to be the new, green eye bandit, so to speak. Y'all know Ashley always wanted to play that role. She had to have Robin gone so she could be Giselle's main little henchman.
Where her contacts at?
Get them from here. Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ever since she got black stylists, she been looking good.
Yeah,
Been looking
just
good.
not on stage. She on the stage just wasting time.
Oh, girl.
Mhm.
When her and her mama was singing on that mic, I said, "Now why y'all do that to us?" Yeah,
On the stage just wait. And for the life of me, I can't understand how Ashley Darby booked more than Candace Dillard. I mean, I said I want to believe that it's because Candace got her child and she ain't out here,
I think that's because they
doing
don't even
extra stuff. Because I'm like, why? Like Candace can sing. Why y'all over here booking this lady?
Oh, that's another thing. As much as they try to act like that's not a part of this show, to me, the fan base of Real Housewives of Potomac tends to be a lot of colorist people. Like,
oh well, yeah, and that's why the white people who watch it are so intrigued with the show because they feel like this is a different level of black folks they ain't really seen like that. Like I heard them talking about it on TikTok. Somebody was like, "Why do they look like that? Why do they all look like that?"
That's why I cringe so much with the fact that Wendy has this on her, this case and stuff,
Yeah.
because I feel like people are going to use this situation to really get off the things they want to say because she's a darker woman.
She's still at the bottom as it pertains to like, people who have done the worst shit. Still like nowhere near the top. So it's stupid. To me, at best, it's just dumb. It's like, what are you thinking about? Like, there are other ways. Why would you do this? Outside of that, I don't even care like that. Fuck insurance companies. They scam us within themselves. I don't feel no way about that. Not stealing shit from old people, bitch, go to hell. Getting in a car and 3-4 times drunk and possibly unaliving somebody. Yeah, you can go to hell too. I don't care. So, but Wendy is not at the top of the list when it comes to Bravo's long list of criminals.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything else, ladies? All right, y'all. Well, that concludes our show. We thank you guys for being here, okay, on a special night during this week. Be sure to follow us on social media. All the information is there. You know how to find us. Subscribe to all of our channels. All right. We thank you guys so much for being here. And of course, we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.